Welcome to Wayne State University. For your safety and security, the athletics department and school administration encourage you to be aware of unusual activity. Before today's suspicious activity comes here at the press box. Today, every number of suspicious activity.
I think they're all taken with that. Hey, Jenny?
Where it's used. Someone's sitting there. They're coming. They're in the parking lot. They're coming. Yeah.
Lowering the shoulder.
Sorry.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Sunny skies, 66 degrees in Midtown Detroit. We've got a regional final on our hands today here on the Prep. Broadcasted by NFHS. Proud to be from Wayne State University this morning. MHSAA action. Number one, Brother Rice, 40-1 on the year, taking on Birmingham Seaholm, a team this season that has competed very well, second in the OAA White. Brother Rice, meanwhile, number one in the state of Michigan. But these two teams have history, Joey, and there's a lot more on the line other than sharing the same hometown. These two teams went at it last year. Rice is out for revenge.
Yeah, I mean, we were at senior day for Seaholm, and when they asked everybody what's your favorite memory of playing at Seaholm the last 4 years, to a man, everybody said beating Brother Rice in last year's playoffs. So you know that revenge is on the mind of the Warriors today.
Brother Rice gets here by way of a 10-3 victory over Orchard Lake St. Mary's. They trailed 2-0. They would come back and go on a 10-1 run, Joey, to close it out. An emphatic statement by Brother Rice, knocking off St. Mary's 5 times in the 2024 year, a team they once had a 16-game losing streak to up until the prior year. Rice is out for blood. Rice is out for revenge, and Seaholm is on the list just like St. Mary's was.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a revenge tour, if you will. I mean, to take down St. Mary's, they'd been, the big bad brother on the block in the CHSL, and now Brother Rice has taken that mantle. And obviously the big comeback, winning that game handily with a big power surge out to left field and windy conditions there at Stevens Complex. But it's a confident Seaholm team. They may be the underdog, but they're a confident group. We've seen it through the playoffs thus far, and they took out Brother Rice last year.
Seaholm gets here by a win over Royal Oak 10-1, over Troy 8-1, and a wipeout over UAD 1-0. That was their big victory back on Wednesday night. They withstood the rain and got a pitcher's duel victory. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back with the start of today's ball game. You're watching on NFHS Network.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. it's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here. Chad Bush and Joey Yashinsky with you from Wayne State, Harwell Field. As we get set, let's meet these starters for Birmingham Seaholm. The starting 9 under John Toth in his 9th year. He's out of Cleveland, Ohio. It's Grandin Kinney to lead things off. Grandin at shortstop today, the senior superb, one of the captains. Nick Schenefeld, the Princeton commit, is batting second. He's at third base. Colton Kinney, who started and got the win the other night in the pitcher's duel over UAD, he bats third, and he's at second base. Aiden Wolfson is doing the catching. He'll bat fourth. Jack Lewis is in center field. He'll bat fifth. Kai Mykechern will bat sixth. He's at first base. Luke DeVos is in left field batting seventh. It's Ness, the DH, batting eighth, and it's Jack Kelly in right field batting 9 for John Toth and the Seaholm Maples. And on the mound for Brother Rice, the guy they will face is the sophomore left-hander, Cole Duhame. The numbers are gaudy for Cole Duhame. The sophomore's been superb, perhaps the best sophomore in the state. And there you see the numbers up below 1 ERA. What can we expect to see from Cole Duhame today, Joey?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it a week ago against West Bloomfield where he comes out and is just completely in control of everything. Just pitched that was against Bloomfield Hills, so I pitched the opener, but obviously confident enough in him to use him in a ball game of this magnitude as just a sophomore. The combination of him and Illich have been outstanding at the top of that rotation. I mean, last week, three innings, nobody got on base, 5 strikeouts against Bloomfield Hills. He was absolutely fabulous. You don't see the pressure of the moment get to him at all. Doesn't at all seem like an underclassman, very much feels like a seasoned junior or senior, but here he is just in his second year.
He was also fabulous against Northville in the sweep of Northville. And this is a left-hander, as you mentioned, very composed. He beat Northville going 4 innings, giving up 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. Again, no walks, does not allow batters on. He is a sophomore. He will face a veteran team in Seaholm. They've got 12 seniors. 12. Brother Rice has 10. They're also a senior-laden lineup. This should be a fun one. Seaholm winning last year 4-3 to take the district over Brother Rice, as Joey mentioned earlier. And look, this was a celebration that happened for Seaholm at the Stevens Complex. Rice has not forgotten about that moment.
No, I'm sure they are very much aware of what happened last year and how they got knocked out of the tournament. But the Seaholm team, they don't seem to be fazed by anything. They may be facing a team that's nationally ranked, but they come out and compete every game. We saw it against UAD, a tight 1-0 win. You'd think probably to beat Brother Rice today would probably have to be something in that low-scoring range again.
All right, we're set for baseball on a beautiful Saturday. And Kinney leads things off. This is part of the Kinney twin combination. We'll have twins on both sides in the starting lineup. Pretty cool. Grandin Kinney and Colton Kinney. This is Grandin Kinney, 6'1", 215, the senior. And this one is fouled back quickly. We see Duhame getting ahead.
I think that's what he does best. He gets ahead of hitters. He gets you 0-1, 1-2, things like that. And obviously, Grandin Kinney in a hole right away. That's how Duhame has had success throughout the year, especially in that 1-1 count. Get that first strike, he really gets in control.
What a season it's been for Grandin Kinney. The numbers are really gaudy. It's a .424 average to lead the team. And Grandin has driven in 20 on the season. And that one is shot to center, hit hard, but hit right at the center fielder, Cash Vandermeed, for out number 1. We'll meet the starting defense for Brother Rice. It's Turner behind home plate, Chase Vandermeed at third, Tristan Crane at short, Max Orozco at second, Raitai at first, Fox in right, Cash Vandermeed, as we mentioned, in center, and his twin brother Cole in left. Fastball is upstairs, but a good swing and a solid at bat for Grant and Kinney to lead things off for Seaholm, to give guys like Schenefeld a chance to look at Cole Duhame, who they have not seen this year.
No, an encouraging sign to get a barrel on the first at bat of the game from Grant and Kinney. Obviously, you'd like to see it drop, but a little bit of boost of confidence for these guys, knowing, all right, we can go after this guy.
Schenefeld committed to Princeton. Left-handed stick, 6'1", 200-pounder. And Cole is wide with 3 straight pitches to the dangerous lefty Nick Schenefeld, batting .400 on the year. He's driven in 17. He's got 3 home runs. This is a ballpark that's set up like Fenway Ballpark in Boston. There's the two-seamer that comes across home plate for a strike call. 3-1.
It's a massive wall in left field. You really got to get some elevation to get it out of here to that part of the park.
Yeah, 310 in left with the 30-foot wall. That one is lifted to center, hit hard, and caught by Cash Vandermeed. Oh, Shetty sent it hard and deep to left center, and Cash corrals another one despite the challenge and the smoke job to center.
We saw a similar play last week, Chad, on the prep, where he ran into the fence at Bloomfield Hills, held onto it. That's a snow cone on a full leap. Just an unbelievable play by Cash Vandermeed. He's really patrolling center field about as good as anyone in the state right now. Tough luck, 2 hard-hit balls for the Maples, nothing to come of it.
So here comes Colton Kinney, the Western Michigan commit. Colton has several school records in football as well. How about 25 touchdowns this past season, a school record as the quarterback, and 54 touchdowns for his career. So, football OAA champs the last 2 years, district champs the last 2 years. This guy's been right at the heart of all of it. Popped up skied to left. It's shallow. Cole Vandermeed in and makes the catch. So, side retired in order as we go to the home half of the first. Here come the Brother Rice Warriors, no score.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
Well, it's been the best offense in the state of Michigan, and there's really no debate. The Brother Rice Warriors 40-1 on the year, and Bob Riker, in his 35 years of coaching at Brother Rice, as proud of any class as this one. 7 of these guys started as freshmen and came in, and now they're seeing all the fruits of their labor. All right, Cash Vandermeed, a junior, leads off in center field. You saw him make the fine play last inning. Ryan Taransky, committed to Central Michigan, is at first base, the power-hitting first baseman. It's Owen Turner doing the catching batting. Third, Chase Vandermeed, the cleanup hitter, and he's playing at third base. Broder Kaki is the DH today. You'll see him catch most likely in Game 2, if there's a Game 2 for Brother Rice. Tristan Crane, newly committed to Texas A&M Corpus Christi, is in that 6-hole. Ty Fox, the Ohio State commit, is in right, batting 7th. And batting 8th, it's Cole Vandermeed, who had 3 hits in a perfect performance against St. Mary's back on Thursday. And it's Max Orozco, the Oakland University commit, in that 9-hole. He had the game-winning RBI against St. Mary's. And they will face Kyle Robbins, the right-hander, committed to Eastern Michigan, a guy who's had a very successful career Kyle Robbins, what does he offer today on the mound for Seaholm?
Yeah, you talk about good two-sport athletes. You talk about, the Kinney brothers. Well, Kyle Robbins, the same, very good running back and defensive back for the Maples, but outstanding numbers on the year, 6-1 with 54 strikeouts and an ERA at 1.37. So really matching Duhame with numbers.
Ground ball to third. Schenefeld handles it easily, fires to first. But a firm swing and a barrel on pitch one. And there's one out quickly. Cash Vandermeer retired.
Good aggressive approach on both sides early offensively.
The defense, it's Aiden Wolfson doing the catching. Kinney is at short. That's Grandin. Colton is at second base. That's Schenefeld at third. Kai McEachern at first. DeVos in left, Lewis in center, and Kelly in right. Here's Ryan Turansky. Ryan is having a monster of a season. Big left-handed stick, and a guy that has some pedigree behind him. His brother Mitchell is in the Cubs system. He's playing at South Bend, or in Fort Wayne, rather. They keep moving those systems around.
Yeah.
It's a bunt of all things for Turansky. Aiden Wolfson off the mound, or off from behind home plate, rather, and they had no chance to get Turansky, who shocks everybody in this Midtown field with a bunt single to start things for Rice.
Wow, what a diverse approach here from Turansky. And you know what? We saw it last week where he had a home run off of Slade Moore and then a double, and then his third time up he came up and he was looking to bunt, and it seemed puzzling, but he's obviously got that in his repertoire. Beautiful bunt there to reach first.
He's got good speed as well. That is a wild pitch, and that will get Turansky to second. The book on Robbins is that he does at times throw effectively wild. But when you're effectively wild, what they don't say in that title is that sometimes it's uneffectively wild, like that, a wild pitch.
Yeah, you move guys up 90 feet. You might be offering up some free passes. Not something you can afford to do against Brother Rice.
The pitch is low.
Yo, replay's out. Yo, need help. Replay's out. So I need help, please.
We've seen, too, against Brother Rice, it's really not the type of team that you want to be wild against. They won't help you. They won't go out of the zone. They pretty much are committed to swinging at strikes.
Hey, man, how you doing? Good, dude. Good to see you. Somebody watch their feet because it keeps going in and out. I never know when I'm going to see you. Neither do I. I try to keep the mirrors covered.
Owen Turner headed to Yale. 10 home runs on the year. Monster season, leading this team in hitting, .540 average. Not only high academic, but this has been a high performer. And Robbins showing no interest in pitching to him with first base open. But he does there, and the green light was on, and OT missed it. It's a juicy left field at 310.
These Brother Rice hitters like to swing 3-0. We've seen that throughout the year, and Turner with a big cut there.
Runner on second, thanks to a bunt single by Turansky after one was out, and that's a throw into center field. Turansky's going to hold tight. Fine job by Jack Lewis to back it up, but a little bit of a wild beginning for Robbins.
Yeah, I don't think Turansky located that one right away. He probably could have made it to third had he known that was a wild throw, but I think it took him a half a beat to kind of realize where the ball was, and by then it was too late to take off.
Wolfson flashing the signs. That's the slider, and that is a strike called, says home plate umpire Scott Walendowski.
All the way, baby. One more slide.
Full count. Runner at second, one out, no score, bottom of the first. Regional final upon us. Chopper to short, handled by Kenny Grandin. Throw to first, and there's two outs. The runner advances to third, and he's 90 feet away from scratching the surface, and they'll have to deal with Chase Vandermeer.
Good defense on both sides starting. We saw it in center field from Cash Vandermeed. They're sort of a tricky play for Grant and Kinney with the runner crossing in front of them, but stays on it, makes a good solid throw to first, and Robbins, despite the wildness, one pitch away, one out away from getting out of this unscathed.
The winner faces the winner of Game 2, which we will not broadcast. Slider over for a strike, and Robbins starting to get that Frisbee a-rocking. His head coach, John Toe, says we don't know where that ball's going when he throws that moving slider. But some of the best break you'll see.
Yeah, and if he could start locating that as he's been for strikes, it's going to be a long afternoon, long morning for Brother Rice, bright and early here.
Good catch, Joey.
Yep.
Slider misses inside there to Chase Vandermeed. What a year for Chase. 73 RBIs, 10 home runs. He hit 3 home runs on the day's final game of the year against the rival Catholic Central. This one's popped up, and this is into shallow right field. Jack Kelly has a beat on it, and that ends the inning. So, Brother Rice strands a runner at third. Robbins settles down, and all's good in Mapleville. No score as we head to the second.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Chad and Joey back with you on a 67-degree day. Beautiful in Midtown Detroit. The regional finals and the rematch between Brother Rice and Birmingham Seaholm. The Maples got these Rice Warriors last year. They haven't forgotten about it. Joey, so far, nothing solved.
You know, this is what good playoff tournament baseball is all about. You want to see tight, low scoring, where every at-bat means something. Runs are hard to come by. We saw it in the UAD game against Seaholm where it was 1-0. Obviously a tall order to play that type of game with Brother Rice over 7 innings, but that's the type of intense, low-scoring tournament baseball that, you know, the sport is all about.
Indeed. Cole Duhane, the lefty, against the left-handed hitting Aiden Wolfson. He's headed to U of M, University of Michigan. He's not going to play baseball. Might play some tennis up there, but he's a high academic kid, and he's ahead here, taking wisely on the first 2 pitches. We've seen Duhane get behind a little bit early. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, pretty unusual. Not something we've seen. Maybe a little bit of nerves. You know, it's a big setting, big stage here. I mean, obviously, there are people arriving now, but there's nowhere to sit. So guys are just starting to fill in all the way down the lines, and
our ratings on NFHS have just spiked.
Exactly. Yeah, people can't get in. Tune in online.
Aiden Wolfson is a state champion tennis player. That is outside corner strike called. 3-1.
A little bit of a wide berth on 3-0. Sometimes pitchers get the benefit of the doubt on that count.
Swinging a ground ball right side. Taransky with it. Can Duhane win the race to the bag? No. Wolfson has wheels, and it pays off there in the form of the game's first hit.
Well, he's a pesky hitter. I mean, he's on 35 hits this year, 32 are singles, so that's kind of what he does, and probably an instance there where if that's anyone's ball, it's a Roscoe's, and Turner would stay home, and Taransky would stay home, make that play at first. Once you leave that bag, pretty hard for the pitcher to beat a speedy guy like that.
There's a bunt. It's firm. Duhane's going to go to second, and he made the right choice. Came off the mound with a plan, And they're also going to call the runner out at first.
Well, I don't see that at all.
So John Toth out to argue. I believe they called the runner at first out. That's the field umpire, Paul McBurdy. And I don't know what's happening now, but this is a double play.
That looked like a very standard play at second. We'll see. The out is recorded. He may have taken him out with that slide, but I don't see anything terribly wrong with that.
That's what it was. Good catch. It was the slide that went into the runner. So severe that the punishment was that the runner at first is out.
Yeah, that generally has to be something egregious where you're either sliding where you're not able to touch the base. But that was just a throw. I mean, first of all, I was impressed with the play from Duhame. He threw that ball so casually. I see nothing there. I mean, I'm not sure what Wolfson is supposed to do.
Yeah, John Toth's hot, and you can't blame him. That's a tough call.
It's not about you guys, bro.
Here's another look at it here, Joey.
It's a nice play from Duhame. Wolfson slides into the bag. He had to reach for the throw, which maybe made him a little off balance. There was really nothing there. You'd like to give the benefit of the doubt to the men in blue, but hard to see what they were thinking with that call.
Kai McEachern is going to loop one to right. Right there is Fox to make the catch. And this odd inning comes to an end, but John Toth's discussion does not. The discussion continues at home plate, and the inning over for Seaholm. Back after this to Harwell Field in Midtown Detroit, the home of Wayne State University.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Chad and Joey back with you. Want to thank our friends at State Crushing for making this broadcast possible. And listen, if you got some landscape, you want to improve, you want to get some things better, these are the right guys to call. Winter's behind us. It's time to spring ahead. Get a head start on sprucing up your tired landscaping. State Crushing Landscape Supplies. They've got all the products you need to give your home a fresh and manicured look. From mulch to topsoil, they've got what you need. Delivery, pickup available. Call now. State Crushing Landscape Supply for all your landscape needs. 2 locations to serve you, Oxford and Auburn Hills. Give them a call now, 248-338-3310, or check them out online at statecrushing.com. We are the Prep. Proud to produce this broadcast for NFHS and the MHSAA. There you get a look at the bench. You see John Morad on the right, John Toth in the middle. Everybody wants an explanation of what went on there, but there really isn't a good one.
Yeah, the challenge will be here for Seaholm not to dwell or focus too much on that. I mean, as unfortunate as it was, and it did kind of just blow up that inning, which had a promising start. They're going to have to move on. It's over. They can't do anything about it at this point, and they're just going to have to keep playing.
Here's Broder Katke. This is the top-rated freshman in the state of Michigan.
Go ahead, Chase.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, there was a lot about that play that was interesting at first, which we didn't even really get a chance to talk about. I was surprised Duhame threw that ball so casually to second. I mean, It was a relatively close play. He must have just had such a sense of the time that he had, but he threw that ball like it was just nothing.
A Sunday throw.
Yeah.
And it speaks to his demeanor, composure, but it was almost a little too much.
It surprised
casual,
me in the moment.
Cadillacing. Well, I don't want to say Cadillacing. I don't think he was showboating. He just was casual with it.
Confident and casual.
That's right, yeah.
Somehow, maybe even the slowness of his delivery almost helped to get that double. It was odd. It really didn't need to be called.
No doubt. This pitch is low. Broder Kaki has just been fabulous this season. And anything you could expect from a guy batting in the 4-hole in this Rice lineup, there couldn't be any more expectations. 2-2 count here. Robbins against Kaki, a good battle. That one just missed either up or away. Scott Welendowski said so. Welendowski's already had to hear it from the Seaholm folks on that last inning ending play, or double play, I should say. Slide piece inside corner that's filthy, and Robbins wanted a second look. We'll get it here.
Boy, that Kyle Robbins slider really popping early. It's frozen a number of Brother Rice hitters thus far. If he can keep locating that, it doesn't seem like a pitch that Brother Rice has a great handle on that they can do much with.
So that'll bring up Tristan Crane, home run leader, 11 home runs. He hit 2 of them against Orchard Lake St. Mary's back on Thursday. He's newly committed to the Division I level. He was a previous junior college commit. But Robbins seems to have the recipe early on.
It's funny, just a week ago there were rumblings that Crane was going to be out and not be able to play with a little bit of a busted finger, but that has proven not to be the case. If anything, he's been even hotter since that point.
Yep. Robbins offers that fastball. We've seen a heavy dose of the slider. The slider is the out pitch, and he's got to change. That was the last one that was fouled off. He can help the folks in Ypsilanti next year. They were 14-38 this past season. Meanwhile, Tristan Crane says, I'm headed for warm weather, and I'm headed to Texas. And Corpus Christi is a hot town in many ways, but it's caliente with weather.
It seems like the rest of the country has taken notice of the explosion of offense that he's had the last number of weeks.
There's a line shot center field. Crane just stays white hot. Another hit for Tristan as they continue to pile up. It's the second hit of the day for Brother Rice, but the first hit out of the infield. And no surprise that Crane is the one that gets things started for Brother Rice here in the second.
Yeah, maybe even a little off balance with that swing, a little ahead of it, but still managed to get the barrel on the ball. Just been a very tough out throughout this tournament, Tristan Crane.
Robbie Britt is the head coach at Eastern Michigan that Robbins will report to in about a week or so. Britt's in his first year. He came over from University of Charleston. There's a throw down to second, not in time. It was to the first base side of the bag, and Aiden Wolfson arguing, look, you got me with that slide, Blue. How about the interference with the batter, Ty Fox?
Yeah, it was tricky. I mean, it was an inside pitch, and he had to make sure he got out of the way. We'll see what happened there. Not much of a chance to get Crane. Brother Rice always very aggressive. If they think they can take a base, they do so.
Ty Fox, the Ohio State commit, having a prolific senior campaign. A guy with gaudy numbers, and he's hiding in that 7-hole. Rice just doesn't stop with the Thunder in the lineup. Runner at second is Crane. 1 out.
Attaboy, walk him back. Good job.
Pretty vocal support on both sides here, Chad. A lot of fans traveled out to Detroit for both Seaholm and Brother Rice. A big crowd here today.
Big time. Ty Fox batting .411 on the year. 2 home runs, 22 RBIs. It's a 3-0 count. And with first base open, I mean, there's nobody really in the Rice lineup you can look behind and say, well, here's a break. You're going to get Cole Vandermeed. Well, Cole Vandermeed's like 10 for his last 12. I mean, there's no break in this lineup.
Roscoe,
but there is a force.
Nine spot, yeah.
There is a force.
There's an advantage to be had from having.
But there's no breaks. So they will go for a righty matchup as well, which is maybe more favorable. But this is the hottest hitter in the Brother Rice lineup. Make no mistake about it. and it's Cole Vandermeed. And it's really a good story for the Vandermeeds. This has been the guy that they've been waiting for. They know the ability's there, but boy, is he bursted on the scene late in the year.
Yeah, both little brothers. I mean, I think Chase obviously had the headlines for the majority of the season, but in the tournament, we saw Cash as well, 4 RBIs in a game last week at Bloomfield Hills. The amazing defense in center field, number of highlight-worthy plays, and now Cole Vandermeed displaying the hot bat. So little brother's trying to steal some of that attention from big brother.
It's a firm fastball. It's a fastball that can get to 92. Go-ahead run. Breaks for third, throw down to third, and it's in left field. Crane gets up, he's going to score. And the double steal works to perfection as Wolfson puts it in left, and it's 1-0 Brother Rice on the aggressive base running by Bob Riker's boys.
Yeah, you'd think almost a team with the type of hitters that they have and the power they possess that they wouldn't really feel the need to run, but that's not how they play. They're very aggressive on the bases. When they think there's an advantage to be drawn, they'll run, they'll double steal, and they wind up stealing a run. Very tough play there for Schenefeld.
There's the off-speed pitch, and that is a strikeout, and a big one for Seaholm and Robbins. There's now 2 outs, and that'll leave it up to the ever-dangerous lefty senior, Max Orozco. 30 pitches now for Robbins, as he has yet to complete the second inning.
It's really such an important at-bat, not just for the score to keep it at 1-0, but you prevent that lineup from turning over to where you potentially might have to face, Cash and Taransky and Turner. Really a huge kind of turning point here.
There's a shot down the left field line, very similar to what we saw in his RBI, go-ahead RBI back on Thursday, or excuse me, Thursday. Yeah, I can't keep these games straight.
The rain, the weather, it all took sort of a toll on the schedule this week.
Took a toll on my memory, too. Max squares to bunt. Ty Fox is at third base. Brother Rice has scored their first run of the day. Remember, they trailed 2-0 to St. Mary's going into the bottom of the 4th back on Thursday. But they would come back on a 10-1 run to close it out. And it's just a matter of time usually for this offense. The Robbins deal, and it's fisted foul and just out of reach of the Princeton commit, Nick Schenefeld.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to obviously put together innings with thunder and balls that go over the fence, but then you see they're able to play small ball. This inning was just a hit from Crane, a walk from Fox, then a couple steals, an errant throw from the catcher, and they have the lead.
There's Bob Riker, the third base coach and head coach. Swing and a miss. Out on strikes. That's the final out of the inning. Back-to-back Ks to close it out for Kyle. 1 run, though, for Rice to take the game's first lead.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
There's Bob Riker in his 27th year as the head coach, but he's been at Rice for 35 years. Really enjoying this year. Took a step back as far as some of his responsibilities. Really attributes the success to his assistant coaches and some of the guys that he's added on in the last few years. But how about Riker? 700th win as well back in April. Former Central Michigan Chippewa, former Detroit Tiger. And how about it? The Catholic League champions of the Central Division, led by Bob Riker, one of the best leaders of men this state has had. And there you see Bob Riker, really enjoyed talking to him before the game. Just very open that, look, I have assistants now. I trust them. It's been a big part of me being able to sit back and just focus on individual kids and kind of manage the game. There's a grounder to short, charged by Crane, and the DeVos run is not in time to beat the throw. DeVos is out, one pitch here in the third inning.
Tristan Crane really just so solid at shortstop. You know, makes every play. That's another tricky little in-between hop there. Always knows exactly how much time he has to get the runner. Big first out.
7, 8, and 9 due up for Seaholm. Bob Riker gives a lot of credit to the addition of Tom Hennig, Kyle Galley, his first base coach, and Mike Steele, the pitching coach. Harrison Wenson as well, who's in his first year. Guys with big league experience, guys that can relate to the older guys that can relate to the younger guys. He's really happy with this crew and this staff that he has built. Swing and a miss. This is Ness. And Ness, Ethan, swings and misses. 6'6", 190 is Ethan Ness, batting in the 8th hole for John Toth. Started to get some minutes, and they paid dividends late in the year. Had a fine doubleheader against Wall Lake Central and Wall Lake Northern to kind of fight his way into the lineup. And the senior-laden team, 12 seniors. There's a chopper right side. Taransky with a race to the bag, and he wins it. Good athlete. State championship in hockey as well for Ryan Taransky. And he skates his way to the bag. 2 are down.
Yeah, before you realize it, in these games where Duhame starts, you realize you're in the 3rd or 4th inning and you haven't really gotten any traffic. You're still looking at a 0. It sort of happens each game with him. He's methodical, obviously aided by that big double play on that sacrifice bunt attempt. But to his credit, he had made that force out at second. So as controversial as that call was, he had already gotten the lead runner with a very nice play.
Yeah. So here is Jack Kelly. Looks at one down and in. Brother Rice trying for win number 41. They lead 1-0. Scored on a wild throw to third on a double steal attempt. It's the slimmest of margins we've seen teams win by. In fact, Seaholm won on a bases loaded walk.
And that's not a team with a ton of pop, so that's kind of what they need to do. They need to get some guys on base, get some guys in motion.
Inside corner strike called. The Maple faithful, who've made their way down from Beeham in droves, did not love that call, Joey.
They've been ever since that play at second. They've been pretty passionate behind home plate.
Rightfully so. Strike 3 called. Duhame with a dark one at the knees to retire the side. In control is the lefty with Power 5 offers. Easy work for the southpaw.
West Oakland Wings baseball.
Focus. Hard work.
Sportsmanship.
Perseverance.
Respect. Integrity.
That boy.
Huron Valley Athletic Complex, where dreams, passion, and hard work create success.
So here comes Brother Rice to bat in the bottom half of the third. And they will face Kyle Robbins. It's 1, 2, and 3 for Brother Rice, the top of the order. And it's been ever effective this year. Brother Rice's offense has just put up crazy numbers. They put up 10 against Orchard Lake St. Mary's, who rolled out a couple of Power 5 pitchers, and Aiden Donovan and Pacey and Essig. I mean, they've done damage against some of the best this year. They've also been in some tight games with an opportunity to have that challenge, Joey, to see if they could pass the test. And they've passed that test all but one time this year. It was a Game 9 loss to UAD, the only blemish on this Brother Rice record.
And that was way back on April 9th, so it's been a long time since Brother Rice has been on the wrong side of the ledger. But, yeah, the offense has been popping throughout the state tournament. I mean, they put up 14 on Bloomfield Hills, who was starting a future Michigan pitcher in Newland. Then they take on Slade Moore, West Bloomfield. They get 7 there, and then 10 against a very good St. Mary's team. So while it's 1-0 now, you'd have to think they're probably going to tack on a little more. Maples are really going to kind of have to get the bats going here pretty soon.
This guy's bat has really revved up. Cash Vandermeed, it's really a two-way player. You can't talk about the offense without talking about the defense. Joey, you mentioned the play he made in the gap, running against the wall in right center against West Bloomfield. But he's done it all, made all the right plays, and center field's kind of one of those positions as well that if you don't notice him as much, you're doing your job. And you never have to worry about your center field being covered when Cash Vandermeed's out there. Robbins to work against him. That slider is filthy, and it's on point again, and it's a full count. Bottom of the third. No, 3-1, my bad. Not a full count. I need my coffee. I didn't have coffee.
Not used to a 10 a.m. Baseball game.
Yeah, it hasn't happened a ton. 11-1 we've had this year, but the 10 o'clock hour is an early one. I mean, I'm up early with the kids. I know you are too, but
exactly.
But
up
you know,
late, up early, yeah.
Yeah, up all night, sleep all day. Not so much with us.
No.
Here's Ryan Taransky. Ryan Taransky, the left-handed hitter, with a man on. That's the leadoff man on with a walk. Good speed out there too. And Taransky laces it foul. Look at the fans that have lined up that fence line and left. Beautiful day to hang out in Midtown Detroit. We're here all day. We'll take a pause for the middle game, but we'll get you back for the title game at 3 o'clock.
Even non-alums of the school, just baseball fans in the area. Avery Gatch is down that left field line along the fence. Just one of the top high school football players in the state, just out to see great competition between two local squads.
Gatch is here again, huh?
Yeah.
Keeps following around these teams. He must be an aficionado of this baseball game.
His dad, Dave Gatch, a big baseball fan, so he wants to come check it out.
0-2 count against Taransky. Robbins ready. There goes the runner inside. The throw from Wolfson is not in time. The stolen base for Cash Vandermeed. And he's in scoring position now as Taransky took that close pitch inside.
Yeah, the way these Brother Rice players are, when they get on first, it's almost an automatic double for a lot of them. They really are very disciplined and smart about when they run. And maybe they forgot about Cash for a second. He didn't go on the first couple pitches and then goes there.
Chopper to second base, charged by Colton Kinney. Throw to first. Runner advances to third with one out. On the slow chopper. And so that will bring up the catcher and the number 3 hitter, the ever dangerous Owen Turner.
You know what, you see a lot of the smarts and sort of the overall team intelligence from Brother Rice. On that seemingly harmless ground ball to second, a bunch of Brother Rice guys jumped up off the bench to come over, make sure they congratulated Taransky, because that's a productive out. Now anything scores him.
That will score him. A soft liner to short. RBI ground out. Cash Vandermeed to make it 2-0. Brother Rice on the RBI ground out from Ott. Owen Turner gets the job done there. Doesn't always have to be a 475-foot home run like he hit a couple of weeks ago.
A little bit of a hockey assist there for Taransky on getting him over, and just it seems like nothing. A little walk to Vandermeed, a steal, ground ball to second, and then anything really in the field of play for Turner that's not a pop-up is going to score a run, and a 2-0 lead without really batting the ball around the diamond too much. They've just sort of employed the running game, a couple free passes, and they got an early lead.
Yes, sir. So this is Chase Vandermeer. What can you say about Chase? He's a Notre Dame commit. He does it both ways, as far as on the mound and offensively and defensively. I guess that's kind of a three-way guy. But Vandermeer in a battle with Kyle Robbins. Good righty-on-righty battle here.
Yeah, I think the challenge for the Irish coaches the next couple of years will be how do we best utilize Chase Vandermeer. He's had such a big year offensively. Obviously, they really like his arm, potentially out of the bullpen, but they're going to have to make use of his wide array of talents.
Tough choices ahead. Dakota is taking on Grosse Pointe North. That's the other side of the bracket that would be a semifinal matchup, perhaps, between these two teams. Rochester is taking on Flushing. That one is looped on the left field line, and that is foul. After this one, it'll be Woodhaven against Allen Park. Woodhaven won the matchup earlier this year between those two teams. Northville will take on Churchill. And Brighton is taking on Okemos. Fouled back. Grand Haven will take on Bay City Western. And Hudsonville is taking on Caledonia. Try to get some scores updated there. Right now, Joey, 0-2. Robbins has Vandermeer, a tough guy to put away and strike out.
But he's had success thus far. He's been employing that slider in these strikeout put-away counts.
Strike three called. Got him with that frisbee there to end the inning. But not before Rice adds another. And they've got a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the fourth.
All right, this is Adam, take two. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
It'll be the top of the lineup for Birmingham Seaholm, and a chance for them to try to make some music against Cole Duhame, a guy that's been tough to scratch out runs against. But if three guys can do it, it's these three. It'll start with Grandin Kinney, followed by Schenefeld, and then Colton Kinney.
Yeah, even though we're just in the fourth, Chad, kind of a critical point here. You can feel it. You know, it's still just 2-0, but it's the top of the order. It's their most dangerous hitters. You really kind of have to get something here against Duhame. If you start to get to those latter innings and Brother Rice potentially tacks on a couple more, you're really looking at a tall order.
There's a swing, there's a drive. It's deep, and it is off the monster. Kinney around first, heading to second, and he starts it with a drive and a bang off that green monster. A leadoff double for Seaholm. On cue with what you suggested needed to come.
Yeah, I think Grandin Kinney understanding the importance and magnitude of the moment. Biggest at bat of the day for Seaholm. A rocket double off of that huge wall out in left field for extra bases. Exactly the shot of adrenaline that Seaholm needed, trailing by a pair here in the fourth.
So here's Schenefeld, and there's Duhame with a balk. So Seaholm starting to get some things going. Here comes the infield that will move in for Rice.
A little surprised by that. You'd think that they would at least want to make sure we'll see the balk here from Duhame. Always a little tough to tell what happened on a balk, but no argument from Rice. So
Come on, they're in on you.
I don't know, with nobody out, you have a 2-run lead. It's a little surprising. You'd think that conceding 1 run wouldn't be the worst thing. You obviously want to keep it from getting to be a big inning.
Schenefeld pops it up. Foul territory. Vandermeed won't get there. Good hustle, but it gets inside that Brother Rice dugout down the third base line. 2 strikes. Infield in for Brother Rice. That one's grounded through the whole right side, past Taransky. Schenefeld with an RBI single, and it's 2-1. Seaholm Maples cut the lead in half.
Yeah, the Seaholm team, they just don't go away. They're a composed, confident, senior-laden group down against the #1 team in the state, and they're unfazed by it. Big shot by Kinney, and then a hard line drive from Schenefeld. Brother Rice maybe paid the price for bringing that infield in. With nobody out, a little bit overly ambitious to think they're going to keep that runner at third, but that's the strategy they employed, and now tying run on first, nobody out.
Schenefeld with Colton Kinney up, the future Western Michigan Bronco. And a clutch player, he got him there, sorry Joey, on Wednesday with his outing on the mound.
Maybe the first time in a long time that we've seen Duhame just even a little bit rattled out there on the mound.
Inside corner strike called, and Kinney didn't love it. Colton with a smirk. He's got the best power on the team with 7 home runs. And he fights to stay alive there. 2-2 the count.
It's a really scrappy group from Seaholm. They don't necessarily have the star power that Brother Rice does. They don't have gaudy numbers offensively, but they really just keep fighting you.
They do. The 2-2 fouled back. The fight continues for Colton Kinney. 391 average, 4 home runs. Seven home runs, rather, my bad, for Colton Kinney.
And we'll see if Duhame can put him away, but he's only struck out 9 times in over 130 at-bats, so.
Outside corner, strike 3 called. Duhame with a dropper and a filthy pitch for strike 3.
Yeah, like I said, it's not something that happens often against Colton Kinney. 9 strikeouts over 130 plate appearances, so an amazing ratio. And that ball may have been just a hair outside. A guy with the discipline that Colton Kinney has, you almost trust that take, but a wicked breaking ball.
Ground ball to short, could be 2. Crane to first, not in time. Aiden Wolfson with some good wheels, beat it out. There will be a runner at first now with 2 outs, as Crane wanted to take that himself, get the unassisted DP.
Yeah, I think it was smart. It took him right to the bag. Orozco was there for the feed, but great speed and probably a good running situation for Wolfson. Obviously a tall order against a lefty that can kind of control the running game in Duhame, but you'd probably like to see him try and get into scoring position here with 2 outs and potentially tie the game on a single.
So here's Lewis, a guy that they've moved recently from the leadoff spot down to the 5-hole. There is a courtesy runner. It's the sophomore Patrick Hughes at first. Swing and a miss. Duhame took something off of it, and he's ahead 0-2.
Wouldn't be the worst thing to run. Obviously, you'd start Lewis with a fresh count next inning potentially.
Outside corner, strike 3 called. Inning over, but Seaholm cuts the Rice lead in half. It's now 2-1 as we go to the home half of the 4th inning in Detroit in this regional final. Thanks for watching. We're the Prep, coming to you by way of NFHS.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
John Toth in his 8th year on the field, 9th year overall, the head coach at Seaholm, and 163 and 114, a fine record. He coached before this, well, as an assistant at Seaholm for 5 years, but he was at Mott before that, Lasser High School, and he has led this team to 2 straight district titles, and 2 of the last 3 years they've been the OAA White champion. He went to Padua Franciscan High School in Cleveland, Ohio, a proud Clevelander and sports fan. And then he found a home at Oakland University, came here on a scholarship, and never left, and runs a successful mortgage brokerage company in Metro Detroit. And he's got a family, Kelsey, and 3 children. And that is the leader for Seaholm. Seaholm trails 2-1. There you get a look at John Toth, John Morad, and that Seaholm staff. Dave Maxwell, Mr. Everything in there too. Broder Katke is the freshman. He's the leadoff man and the 5-hitter to work against Kyle Robbins. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits, 2 runs. One of those runs was not earned. And that hits Broder on the backside. Rice again will have the leadoff man on in this inning.
Yeah, it's kind of been a perpetual theme throughout the day, getting that leadoff man on, whether it be a base hit, a walk, or here a hit by pitch. And Rice generally makes you pay for that type of mistake, whether it be through the running game or potentially an extra base hit. Pretty important at Seaholm, kind of almost in tennis, like you want to consolidate, you get a break, you want to hold your serve on the next one. You score a run here in the top half, you'd love to throw up a 0 in the bottom.
Tristan Crane, the next batter for Kyle Robbins. We'll try to get other scores from around the league. Right now, it's Rochester leading Anchor Bay 1-0. That one missed. Bit low, evidently. Nobody out. Brother Rice trying to get some insurance. A slim margin right now. Nearly hit him with another one. And Robbins says, give me a new baseball. Wasn't enough grip on that one. Grosse Pointe North and Dakota will play at 12:30 in their regional final. Crane the batter. Slider in the dirt, the secondary lead by Katke, and no need to take a chance there. But Robbins in a hole now, 3-1, in jeopardy of putting on the first 2 men in this inning.
Yeah, dangerous little moment here for Seaholm, and Kyle Robbins needs to try and fight back, get back in this count.
That one's driven high to left, not deep enough. Plenty of room for DeVos, makes the catch. And retreating back to first is Katke. That's a big out, number 1 for Robbins and Seaholm.
Yeah, anytime you're 3-1 against a hitter the caliber of Tristan Crane, who's really been as hot as anyone in this lineup, really don't know what could happen there, but took something off it, got Crane a little bit out in front, a lazy fly ball to left, and he's a third of the way to kind of keeping that 0 up there. Really, for this momentum to carry over for Seaholm that they got by scoring that run, they need to have a shutdown inning here.
So that'll leave it up to Fox. 1 out in the inning. And Ty, first pitch swinging, laces one down that line. Watch out, Kyle Buchanan. K. Bukes got some nifty feet down there, but Northville leads Livonia Churchill 5-0. They're throwing a no-hitter in Northville. Runner not going. That one is foul again down that right side. Ty Fox headed to Ohio State University. Guy that they expect to see at the corner infield or corner outfield at the next level. Caden Besco is on the mound for Northville, and he's got 6 strikeouts through 3. Northville now leads it 5-0. Kaki at first with 1 out, an 0-2 count for Robbins. And Ty pops it up. Shallow right field, over is Jack Kelly in the gap, makes the catch. And after that leadoff walk, Robbins has come back and been effectively wild enough.
Yeah, and it really was kind of in a little bit of a tough spot with the leadoff walk and then 3-1 on Crane, but induces the fly ball there. Another very tough out in Ty Fox. Nice outing here from Kyle Robbins, about the best you can expect going against a team of this caliber. He's almost through 4. He's only allowed a pair. A little bit of a messy defensive effort on the catcher earlier in the game on that one play, but they're staying. This is right where they want to be. I imagine if you told Toth prior to the game we could be trailing by a run through 4, he would probably have taken that.
I think you're right. Bay City Western, who's 34-6-1, will take on Grand Haven at 12:30. So this is Cole Vandermeet, the 8-hitter, but a dangerous hitter, a guy that has had like 7 hits in his last 2 games. Kyle Robbins has struck out 4. He's walked 2. He's hit 2. He's given up just 1 earned run, though, and he's given up just 2 hits to this Brother Rice lineup. It's been the freebies and the errors that have really cost him.
Yeah, he's really kept the Brother Rice offense at bay. We haven't seen any balls leave the yard. Nothing really for extra bases that I can remember. Maybe,
no, it's been 1 bunt single by Turansky and a single base hit. Strike called, outside corner. Robbins finding a home on the outside black. Got him with that one. And now Robbins seems to be in some kind of groove. He's really attacking the zone.
We'll see Katke on the move here with a full count and 2 out. Anything to the gap, he could potentially score the game's third run for Bryce.
Inside corner, strike 3 called. Strikeout number 5 for Robbins, who's closed the last 3 innings with K's. You can't spell Kyle without the K. We're coming back for the 5th inning. And Seaholm to bat right after this.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Chad and Joey back with you. We want to thank State Crushing for making this broadcast possible. With winter behind us, the Old Tire Landscaping is right in front of you. And now it's time. It's the perfect time to get your spring cleanup with State Crushing Landscape Supply. From mulch to topsoil, they've got it all. Call State Crushing Landscape Supply for all your landscape supply needs. 2 locations to serve you in Oxford and Auburn Hills. Give them a call right now, 248-338-3310, statecrushing.com. 2-1, Brother Rice on top in search of a regional title. It would be their first since they went all the way to the state semifinals in 2019. And 7 of the players on this team were freshmen on that club. So Brother Rice, there are some guys with some postseason experience. But of course, last year they were upset by this very Seaholm team. Well, I called it an upset. I don't know if that's fair. They were beaten by this Seaholm team in a game that a lot of folks Rice was expected to win. And right now, Seaholm gets their leadoff man on, Joey Yashinsky, trying to even the score at 2.
Yeah, that's a big break. It's kind of a little break that Seaholm needs to get that leadoff man on without having to even swing the bat against Duhame. Duhame, the last couple innings, not quite the sharp pitcher that we've seen throughout basically the entire year, showing a few signs of being human in the last couple frames.
He has. He's hit a batter, still has yet to walk anyone. Struck out 3, has given up 3 hits. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, and that is a offering and a strike called to DeVos. This is Logan DeVos. The senior left fielder.
Yeah, a couple of sacrifice attempts there. Didn't really offer at either pitch. Now finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Sometimes that's the danger of calling for those bunts. You don't get it down. Now you put your hitter in a tough count.
We'll see if they keep it on. They don't. It's off the glove, though, and a late recognition and a boo-boo on the base paths. And Kai Makichern should be at second base.
Yeah, that was kind of a funny little play. I wasn't sure if it was foul. It almost had the look of a foul ball.
It did.
But just a strikeout with sort of a check swing, and tough at bat there for DeVos. I think he went up there with intentions of moving his teammate over to second and unable to get that done.
So they called that a strike. The pitch that got away there?
Yeah, that was strike 3. I think he went too far. So that was sort of a tricky play. I'm not sure the batter knew that he went too far.
I didn't know what was going on either.
The pitch was a little bit outside.
Yeah, so there's 1 out on the strikeout. And here comes Ness. And he is behind 0-2. So Duhame coming back with an answer.
Yeah, both Ness at bats have kind of looked the same. He's really having a hard time catching up to the fastball of Duhame. We'll see if he can kind of get something in the field of play on 0-2.
Tardy with that one. Ness is out on strikes. And that'll leave things up to Jack Kelly, the right fielder. Nice job by Duhame to fight back and nibble on that edge.
Yeah, really an impossible 0-2 pitch there. Probably would have been a called third. I mean, no wasting of anything from Cole Duhame. And kind of with a difference in the game, when Rice gets a man on, they utilize the running game, they get some action going. Seaholm hasn't really done the same, and it's kind of how Brother Rice has scored their runs for the most part.
It has been.
That's the advantage of having a lefty. They can really kind of control that running game. They're watching you the whole time. They don't really allow for much of a jump.
Huge advantage. Duhame and Hunt of his 6th strikeout. The leadoff man was on, but Seaholm has been unable to advance him.
And you know the Maple faithful would love to see Grant and Kinney up this inning with 2 on if somehow Kelly can find his way over to first here.
Upstairs. Kinney in that on-deck circle. Jack Kelly trying to keep the line moving. 3-1 now. Representing the go-ahead run. Outside, he walked him on another fringe pitch. Kelly wasn't sure himself.
Kelly's got to sell that a little better. You know, that pitch looked outside. It's the 4th ball. You might as well start heading to first. He was giving the home plate umpire every opportunity to reconsider.
It was a good call.
This is the man you want up there.
Yeah. Up to the dish is Grandin Kinney, the Hope College commit. He's going to play football and baseball at Hope College. Star athlete. They've got heated sidewalks in Holland, Michigan. I mean, what's better than that? And right in front of the beautiful campus of Hope College. Bob Riker was at Mike Steele. Mike Steele, the pitching coach, is going to come out.
Yeah, Kinney would love to have a replay of what he did last time where he sent one off of that big green monster out there in left field. He's got 2 on. Potentially the tying and go-ahead runs out there. Good speed on the base pass with Kelly at first. The senior, his career leading up to this moment with 2 on and 2 out, down 1 against the #1 team in the state. A huge moment, and nobody the Maples would rather have up there than a Kinney brother.
Kinney has already put one off the wall and left. The only extra base hit in this game. He's got Kai McEachern representing the tying run at second. Jack Kelly with good speed representing the go-ahead run. This is a guy that can also reach the seats. He's got 5 home runs on the year and 29 runs driven in. 20 extra base hits. And a big spot for the sophomore Cole Duhame against the senior Brandon Kinney. Strike called in the upper outside quadrant, and Grandin took a gut punch there, at least it looked like.
Kind of a key pitch, too. You go from either 2-0 to 1-1, can make a big difference. But Kinney, a guy who generally will put the ball in play just like his brother.
Inside, strike 2 call. It's a turf infield, grass outfield. So the ball doesn't get as fast to the outfielders as it does the infield, but Grandin behind here 0-2, 1-2.
Gonna have to take some kind of 2-strike approach, make sure you at least make Brother Rice make a play on defense.
And he stays alive and fights one off the right side and headed towards the indoor facility here at Wayne State. We're proud to produce the broadcast for Wayne State University and their athletic department. Special thanks to Erica Wallace. Shout out to Erica Wallace, Jeff Weiss. This is home to us. Broadcasting Wayne State football, basketball, and baseball. Right now, it's a 1-2 count. Grandin Kinney against Cole Duhame. Tying run at second. And another fight, and that one will ram the Mathai building for strike 2.
And we'll see what Duhame's thought process is. Kinney's having a hard time catching up to the fastball. Does he want to potentially try and fool him with a breaker? But sometimes you do that, it speeds up the bat. You can pull one down the line.
Tying run at second, Kai McEachern. That's a shot to right center. That's going to drop in. McEachern around third. Vandermeet up with it, and this ball game is tied. Grandin Kinney with a tying single to right center when he was down in the count. How about the senior stepping up?
What a huge day for Grandin Kinney, the game's biggest spot there with 2 on, 2 out, trailing by a run, getting into the late stages. A bullet into right center. Little surprise Jack Kelly's not on third base there. It was in the gap, but a little bit cautious, and they'll hand the baton to Schenefeld.
Nick Schenefeld, who has had a single and an RBI in this game already. He drove in the first run for Seaholm back last inning in the 4th. So Brother Rice, who trailed 2-0 back on Thursday, now led 2-0 today, and now they've seen that lead go away. And now you start to think, if you're Brother Rice, there's not a lot of teams that are in their head.
Start to remember last year a little bit and starts to play those memories in your mind.
I'm sure that's one of the monsters in the head of some as you start to think naturally. But this one far from over and unsolved. Right down the heart of the Lodge Freeway for a strike called. Schenefeld, a Princeton commit, having a big-time year. 4.11 average, 3 home runs. He can find the seats in right, too. It's 320 down the line in right. 2 on, 2 outs. 2-2. And the deuces are officially wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in a 2-2 game. 2 men on. Kelly at second, Kinney at first, Schenefeld at the plate. Lefty on lefty. And the battle continues as Duhame has thrown his 69th pitch of the morning.
Yeah, that at bat from Grant and Kinney is just not something we've seen against Duhame this year. Generally, when faced with any kind of adversity or a tough spot, he's able to get a strikeout or retire the hitter in some way. It was kind of the first time we've seen a guy in a clutch spot get that victory over Duhame.
Yes, sir. The battle continues. Swing and a miss. Out on strikes. Duhame with a dark one, but not before. Seaholm comes back on the Kinney single to tie it at 2.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well-earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
Brother Rice 40-1 on the year. 17-1 in the CHL Central. They won the CHL in the regular season. They won the tournament, knocking off Orchard Lake St. Mary's in that championship game. 525 private all boys, 3 state titles to their credit, in hunt of their 4th. They did it last in 2008 under Bob Riker. And you might recall Nick Plummer, who had a fine career, and he's a proud alum of Brother Rice. Brother Rice sees this game tied now in the 5th inning as Max Orozco, the 9-hitter, will lead things off for the Warriors.
Not a situation Brother Rice has seen themselves in a ton this year. It is sort of similar to the kind of the way the game developed the other day against St. Mary's, where it was tight through, probably the first half of the game, and then they kind of broke it open. So we'll see if Robbins can continue to shut them down, or if the game will sort of follow a similar script to that St. Mary's game.
Yeah, this was the point that Rice turned it on. It was the 4th. And there's a ground ball right side. That's a base hit for Orozco. He was the guy that had the game-winning RBI against St. Mary's that got things rolling, and he leads things off here in the 5th with a leadoff single to right.
He's just always a pest at the bottom of the order, not a guy that you're going to get a ton of pop from, but just a guy that finds the ball, finds open spots in the field. He's had such a good year, really such a weapon in that 9 spot in the order.
Rice put up a 4 spot in the 4th last game. There's a chopper to 3rd, the throw to 2nd, and it is in time. How about it? Orozco with a slide. Kinney says, where's that play? And John Toth comes out and says, where's that slide? Why are there not 2 outs now?
I don't see anything wrong with what happened there. If anything, a little bit of an ambitious throw there from Schenefeld. There was nobody even covering the base. I don't see anything wrong with anything that took place at the bag.
Well, you knew anything close to what happened before was going to cause this kind of reaction.
I tell you, it's an excellent play from Colton Kinney. I mean, I don't think anyone expected Schenefeld to be going to second with that ball.
You're right.
There's nothing wrong with that slide, but no, to catch that ball on the run, Colton Kinney, and make sure you touch the bag, I'm not sure what Toth is upset about. I think still just residual anger from earlier.
It may be working for the next call, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like any good manager might do.
Yeah, but
working for that next call. But I think you're right. It wasn't vicious from Max. I agree with you.
I think both were totally normal baseball plays.
Agree. Colton Kinney, again, what a play, you're right, to get over there late. He didn't think that his teammate Schenefeld since second grade was going to throw it there.
High chopper to third and a speedy runner, Orozco on first. You'd think that ball's going across the diamond, but he threw a bullet to second. Kenny caught it on the run, found a way to step on the bag, and Seaholm wanted 2 outs out of it. I think they were lucky to get 1.
Yep. Cash Vandermeed runs very well, and this would be an opportunity perhaps to run him. Rice has been aggressive today on the base pass, but we're in a different game now. It's all tied at 2. The ever-dangerous number 2 hitter, Ryan Turansky, is up, and the old Ephus pitch back to first works all the same.
And that's something we see a lot because you obviously don't want to put a hitter in too advantageous of a count, but might be a good time for a pitch out when you really know that these other Rice guys are always looking to run, especially Vandermeed.
Turansky with a lot of extra base pop. Pops it up foul, and this one's out of play. And the count moves to 1-1.
As risky as that play was from Schenefeld, give him credit for going for it. Keep that lead runner on first. You get that force play. It was a huge out. It was a risky play. You might wind up with first and second, nobody out if you don't get that out at second, but it was a risk, and it worked out for him.
It did. Turansky in a 1-1 count against Kyle Robbins, a couple of future Mid-American Conference stars. That one is fouled away. Robbins headed to Eastern Michigan. Turansky headed to Mount Pleasant in Central Michigan. Heated rivals. It's not exactly Central and Western, but the next in line for both teams is Eastern. And these two are scheduled to go at it for years to come.
They'll have some battles over the next 4 years for sure.
You bet. Ostrike Stadium and Tennyson Stadium, 2 of the best in the Midwest with a lot of history. Runner at first, Vandermeed with 1 out and a tie game at 2. Turansky up. There goes the runner. It's kind of a pitch out, and it's a stolen base. Second stolen base of the day for Cash Vandermeed, and the off-speed pitch really gave Wolfson no chance to get that caught stealing.
Yeah, good timing there from Vandermeed. Maybe on a 1-2 pitch, you know that Frisbee's coming, which it was, and probably the only way to get an out there is if it is the heater and a good pitch to throw on. So you can't blame Wolfson too much there. Not much he could do.
The Maples won the district title back-to-back years for the first time in school history. They're trying to do something really special now. Knock off the number 4 team in the country. Popped him up. Playable for the center fielder, Jack Lewis. Coming in, makes the catch. No tag from Vandermeed. And just like that, there's 2 outs. But they got to deal with Turner now, and that's a tough task for anybody.
Big out there from Kyle Robbins. Really has been up to the task throughout the day. He's had a little bit of traffic in most innings, but he's been able to wiggle around it, work around it, and still just a 2-2 game here, bottom 5. This is exactly the type of game that Seaholm envisioned. Try and beat Rice 3-2 or 4-3. That's about all you can ask for.
Turner homered against St. Mary's on Thursday in Troy, and he's definitely got the power to go the distance. 10 home runs on the year, and the Yale commit leads the team in batting average. There is first base open, and I'm not suggesting you're comfortable getting to the next guy, Chase Vandermeed, but I mean, this is a dangerous hitter that has yet to unleash, perhaps do. We'll see how Seaholm and Kyle Robbins handles him. Ott awaits. A number to first, and that is going to end the inning. Robbins gets Turner to tap out. Tied at 2. We go to the top of the 6th inning in a dandy in Detroit.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
3, 4, and 5 due up for the Seaholm Maples. It'll be Kinney, followed by Wolfson and Lewis. 2-2. Here's the Seaholm Maples out of the OAA White Division I, 1,300 students, state champions in 1988. You remember the Miracle Maples? Check it out. It's an amazing story. There's been a book written about it, and they deserve it. The 1988 Miracle Maples. Down so many times, out so many times, came back to win it. 16-2 in the OAA White. Finished second to West Bloomfield. And you might recall Chris McQuiston, who graduated in 98 from Seaholm, went on to Michigan State, and done great things in the business world as well. All right, Cole Duhame on the mound against Grandin Kinney. Colton Kinney, rather. My bad. The Western Michigan commit. All-time rushing leader in Seaholm history, batting .386, 7 home runs. And he shoots one to third, handled by Vandermeed. Throw to first, and he got him. Chase Vandermeed handles the rocket with all kind of poise, and the leadoff man is out.
Like Colton Kinney really couldn't have hit that ball any more on the screws, but you hit it to the wrong guy. Basically everyone on Brother Rice is the wrong guy, but Chase Vandermeed, so composed at third base, thinks nothing of that sharp one hopper, fields it, perfect throw over to Taransky at first.
Just part of what's made this Brother Rice team so special is their defense. The defense doesn't get a ton of love, but the Brother Rice defense has been just flawless.
Especially in a tie game, late stages here, to keep that leadoff guy off the base. It's such a big play for Brother Rice.
Yes, it is. Wolfson had a single, and he has one of the 4 hits today for the Maples. A run in the second, a run in the third for Rice. They had a 2-0 lead. And then a run in the fourth and a run in the fifth for Seaholm to tie it. Allen Park against Woodhaven. We'll get the winner of this one. That game coming up next, but we will not have coverage of that game. Strike call Duhame with a 2-seamer that hums in. They talk about his late life on that fastball that gets up to 90. I mean, that's what folks really love about him, the movement, the life on that pitch, Joey.
I think that's why he gets so much weak contact so consistently. And a great fight back here from Duhame. Down in the count, comes back with a couple of beautiful pitches.
Duhame with a lot of interest in Power 5. He's been to LSU twice. This one's popped up by Wolfson. Chase Vandermeed says, I'll handle that one too, albeit a bit easier. 2 up and 2 down for Rice, or for Seaholm rather, in the 6th inning.
And it shows you really the confidence and the belief that Riker has in Duhame, that even after last inning where things got a little bit hairy, some hard hit balls, big 2-out hit from Kinney, there's no thought of going to the pen. He's sticking with Duhame, and what does he do? He comes out in the 6th, 2 quick outs.
Ground ball to first, 1-2-3 inning. Grounding out is Lewis. A good barrel, but right at the sure-handed Turansky for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th in beautiful Midtown Detroit. Nothing solved yet. We're tied at 2.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Well, late in the ball game, it's a tie game. Welcome back, Joey Yashinsky and Chad Bush. And in games like this, you think about depth. You think about which team has the depth to endure a late inning game, maybe an extra inning game. I mean, is that something you think comes into play in this one, and who has the advantage there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you always like to be the team with the hammer, so that's Brother Rice here batting in the bottom half, and, you know, they have quite the arsenal of arms. I mean, they always have Chase Vandermeed sitting over there at 3rd, who's been excellent out of the bullpen throughout the year. So sort of a missed opportunity there in the top half with Colton Kinney leading off, such a dangerous hitter for Seaholm. As you get to the bottom of that order for the Maples, not quite as much pop. So big opportunity here for Brother Rice to take the lead, potentially close it out in the 7th.
We haven't seen many times this year where Brother Rice and their offense has been contained like this. I mean, we've seen a little bit of it at times, but not like this. Now, it's not over, but it makes you think that Rice, seeing Robbins now for the 3rd or 4th time, this might be the setup that they typically would take off in.
Usually when the dam breaks. And like you say, we've seen teams an inning here, a couple innings in a row where you keep them down, but over the course of 6 or 7 innings, it's not something we've seen. Obviously hasn't happened since April 9th against UAD.
5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned for Kyle Robbins, who has featured that fastball, has featured that slider, and that's really been all he's needed. He's got the changeup as well, but he's in a battle here with Chase Vandermeed, the Notre Dame commit. A no-brainer for All-State. Perhaps the player of the year in this state. Nobody has 73 RBIs in the state of Michigan.
And he's kind of maybe pitching around him. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, but you really can't just willingly put the leadoff guy on. And that's what just happened. Oh, you got a call there.
Oh.
I thought that was ball 4.
I did too. I think a lot of folks here did. But we'll give Mr. Walendowski the benefit of the doubt. He doesn't call that one, and that is a leadoff walk. The ever dangerous leadoff walk against this Rice team that features their 4, 5, and 6 hitters. And they're licking their chops. This is the start that Bob Riker wanted in this inning.
And even though Vandermeed, you think of him as this big run producer, a guy with a big frame, he's still been willing to run at times. They haven't been thrown out yet today, so might expect him to go.
Yep.
You could have a man in scoring position, nobody out. Not the start to the inning that Seaholm was looking for.
No extra base hits in this game for Brother Rice yet. Vandermeed certainly can run. Kaki in a rare position of squaring to bunt. This is not a guy you typically see bunting, but it speaks to the respect Bob Riker has right now and has for Seaholm.
Five bad ones in a row from Robbins here.
Squares to bunt, gets it down. It's foul, though. So a 1-strike, 1-ball count for Broder Kaki, the freshman who has just had a bat that's been lethal this year. The bat comes off of Kaki's bat. The ball comes off of Kaki's bat with just a little different punch.
Yeah,
it's a special stick.
Can't say I've seen him squaring up to bunt very much this year, if at all.
No. Vanamede a threat to run at first. Good speed. Not here. So Robbins with his 83rd pitch has thrown 4 of his last 6 outside the zone, Joey.
As dangerous as the proposition is to just sort of come after guys like Kaki or Vanamede, at some point you have to. You can't just...
Inside corner, strike called. And Kaki did a 360 after that one.
Yeah, Walendowski throughout the day has been very liberal with that inside corner for right-handed hitters. That's how he's got a lot of looking strikeouts with that slide piece. And might try and employ the same thing here.
2-2 pitch coming up, nobody out. We'll see if Vanamede's on the move. He's not. Just outside. Robbins wanted it badly, but it's a full count. And a leverage pitch coming here. There he goes. And it's popped up, foul out of play, and that'll get amongst the customers.
A little bit of a risk when you run here with nobody out on the chance of some kind of soft liner to an infielder. Basically an automatic double play.
Yeah, Vanamede on that one kind of stutter-stepped and paused midway, I think, to get a look at that. Very heady player. The Duke commit, Broder Kaki, against the Eastern Michigan commit, Kyle Robbins. In a tie game, there goes Chase, swing and a miss. There's no throw to second, though. So there is one out, but the mission is accomplished. Bob Riker says, I'm going to get him to second somehow.
Yep, Chase Vanamede, really kind of an underrated base runner, has stolen a bunch of bases of late. Strikeout, but semi-productive in that they do get the runner down and base open. You obviously don't want to get too aggressive with the hitter of Crane's caliber with the go-ahead run on second.
6 strikeouts for Crane now against 3 walks and a hit batter. But again, he's given up 3 hits. 1 was an infield hit.
We'll see if he can wiggle out, but those leadoff walks are generally just poison for any pitcher.
He's got a tough task here against Tristan Crane. What a career for Tristan Crane. The recent commit to Division I Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Up and in. Crane has one of the hits today. In fact, he has just one of the 2 hits that have left the infield.
Yeah, Kyle Robbins has really kept the Brother Rice lineup off balance throughout the day.
Crane has scored a run and had a hit. He's trying to drive in the go-ahead run at second base in the 6th inning in a tie game. Slider misses low. Fine stop by Aiden Wolfson behind home plate. 3-1 with first base open. It's Ty Fox in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, you obviously have a lot of respect for the guys at the bottom here, but it's really a spot where you wouldn't hate having not only the double play in order, but a force at every base. I don't think he's going to give Crane anything too good here, even on 3-1.
No, sir, he did not. He'll set up the force, if nothing else, but Ty Fox looking to do some damage. The tall lefty stick coming up. John Toth coming out. Robbins has thrown 92 pitches in this game and maybe tiring just a bit.
We'll see what Toth wants to do. He's got a senior on the mound who's been excellent all morning long. Just 2 runs to this powerhouse Brother Rice lineup that had put up 14, 7, and 10 thus far in the tournament. Just 2 through 5 1/3.
Yeah, it's an impressive number. No change is in order here. It was more of a defensive discussion on what they'll do. There is nobody warming up for either team right now.
Come on, Kyle. Come on, Smile.
Probably any replacement for Seaholm would probably be somewhere on the infield right now currently, would you say?
Yep. Ty Fox batting plus 400 on the year. And the Ohio State commit looks at a firm fastball in the inside corner for a strike.
Big first pitch strike there from Robbins, something that he's needed to do here thus far in the inning. Hasn't had success, but a big pitch there.
Chase Vandermeed at second, Tristan Crane at first. These guys were on the varsity as freshmen, and the team that went to the semifinals back in 2019 under Bob Riker. They've got some good experience in the postseason. Out for revenge today.
You guys coming? Big day. Big day.
You got your ticket.
Your family. Nice try.
2-1. Robbins being very careful with a dangerous Ty Fox. 1 home run on the year, 23 runs driven in.
At some point, you're going to have to just put one over and try and make a play on defense.
The 2-1 is fisted to right center. That's going to drop in. Chase Vandermeed around third. He's going to score. Jack Lewis up with a baseball, and it's an RBI single for Ty Fox to unlevel this game here in the 6th.
Big time at bat there from Ty Fox, the senior, the future Buckeye. Major point in the game there with 2 on and 1 out in a tie game. Just find some grass, not necessarily the hardest hit ball of the day, but got himself into a good count at 2-1. Just in this inning, Robbins was sort of unable to get ahead of hitters and employ that slider. Had to come after Fox there, and he paid the price.
This Brother Rice lineup, relentless from top to bottom. And when you got a Power 5 guy sitting in the 7 hole, it's just defeating. The infield is in now. There's 1 out. Brother Rice not done yet. They'd love to add more. They've got Crane at third, Fox at second, and a 1-run lead. And a Cole Vandermeed at bat here. Cole's been very good down the stretch.
Seaholm obviously pulling all the infielders way in. They need to cut any run down at the plate. Huge difference between 3-2 and 4-2 or even 5-2. They're going to have the bottom coming up. They really need to, if in any way possible, keep this a 1-run deficit.
Schenefeld at third, Grandin Kinney at short, Colton Kinney at second in. That one is left upstairs, 2-1 the count. Woodhaven and Allen Park are awaiting the finals of this game, the regional final championship.
Maybe signs of fatigue just a little bit here, Chad, late in the game from Robbins.
Pitch 100 from Robbins to second. The throw, no throw. It's to first, the run scores. An RBI ground out for Cole Vandermeed. Into score comes Tristan Crane, and Brother Rice now leads 4-2, tacking on 2 runs here in the 6th.
And really all via the base on ball. I mean, both base runners reached via walk. Vandermeed walked, and then Crane as well, and set it up for Fox. And a nice at bat there for Vandermeed. Does just enough to get a run home, and a big insurance run for the Warriors.
And just enough to the first base side for Kinney. to not have a play at home. I mean, maybe a foot to his left too far.
Yeah, once you pull that infield in, if it's not hit right at you, if you have to range a little bit right or left or even hit the ground like Kenny did, there's no opportunity to make a play at home.
So here's Max Orozco, who has one of the 4 hits today for Brother Rice. Slider misses outside.
That's a big center field here at Wayne State, and that was to the Warriors' advantage on that ball. It felt like it took a long time for the Seaholm outfielders to retrieve that ball and allowed everyone to get 2 bases there.
Yeah. Yeah, that extra base did help. It was a bit of a bobble, I believe, in center. And that did cost an extra base. Max Orozco will try to make that hurt. Ty Fox at third, 2 runs in. Ground ball to second, slow. Kinney's going to have to hustle, and he made that play. Colton Kinney saves a run, but not before Brother Rice gets 2 to double up their neighbors in Birmingham and Seaholm and get a little closer to finishing that piece of pie called revenge.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move, and it's out of here.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
He's Joey Yashinsky. My name is Chad Bush. Robert Sherby is your executive producer. We are the Prep, producing this game for NFHS. And this has been a whale of a ball game. It's come in waves of 2, Joey. 2-0 Rice scored to open, or 2-0 Rice led. Seaholm came back with 2 runs to tie it. And then 2 runs for Rice in the 6th inning. They're trying to close it out here in the 7th and knock off Birmingham Seaholm, who got them last year on their home field for the district title.
Yeah, Rice has been waiting basically a year for these 3 outs to secure this victory against the team that took them out in 2023. And even that bottom of the 6th kind of just been how the whole day has been for them, piecing together rallies piecemeal, a walk, a stolen base, moving up on other pitches, and a quick 0-2 hole here against Duhane.
Yeah.
But not the prototypical offensive effort you're used to from Brother Rice.
No.
It's credit to Robbins and the Seaholm defense. They really prevented that explosion that we're so used to. But great teams figure it out even when it's not their day or their morning, and that's, to this point, what Rice has done. They figured out to have a 2-run lead here in the final inning.
Yes, sir. So this is 6, 7, and 8 for Seaholm. And it is McEachern, DeVos, and Ness. Ground ball to third. Vandermeed Chase with a fastball to first. Not in time. It's off the glove of Turansky. So we'll see how they score it. But the sure-handed Turansky couldn't get it. Perhaps into the runner. McEachern, and the leadoff man for Seaholm is on.
I think Vandermeed might have just pulled that throw a little bit. It looked like it was up the line. We'll see here. He made a nice backhanded play. And throw just a little bit out of Turansky's reach. Got a glove on it. But I think not the throw that you're used to from Vandermeed across the diamond.
Rice opened the scoring back in the 2nd when they scored on a double steal and an unearned run on the throw that went into left field. They led 1-0. Duhane cruising. He struck out 6. He's walked 1. He's hit a batter. 4 hits, 2 runs. Gave up 2 runs in back-to-back innings, 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. That tied it, but Rice with an answer in the bottom of the 6th with 2 runs.
84 pitches, so he's still in pretty good shape pitch count-wise, and it seems like Riker says this is your game, win or lose.
Right down the heart, and a strike called. This is DeVos, the batter. Guy with a little bit of pop, struggled early in the year, but he's taken over. Very sound defensively. Really took over when Lewis got sick earlier in the year, and he's kind of run with it. 3-1 the count. He's trying to get on base. He represents the tying run.
You almost think it's a take spot here for DeVos.
I would agree, but he did not, and it's now full.
That's what makes Duhame so good. When he gets into a 2-0 count or a 3-1 count, you can almost bank on that next pitch being in the strike zone. It's something that separates good pitchers from great pitchers.
Runner at first. Mike Eachern edges off. Swing and a miss on the curveball, and he's out. First base is occupied, and Brother Rice is 2 outs away from capturing the regional title, and they're first since 2019.
Full count there, ball's in the dirt, but awfully tough to lay off that breaker if you're DeVos. They're going to need something here from Ness, the 6'6" senior.
7 strikeouts now, and Bob Riker's going to come out, and he wants to talk to his infield and his pitcher Duhame. And he's going to make a move.
Maybe an injury? I'm not sure, because it was a little surprising to see the umpire head
It
out
is an
with
injury
Riker as well.
It is an injury. So it looks like Duhame came up a bit gimpy, and Chase Vandermeed is going to come into the game. We'll take a timeout, we'll step aside, and we'll tell you all about the new pitcher for Brother Rice. Back after this.
West Oakland Wings Baseball.
Focus, hard work,
Sportsmanship.
perseverance.
Respect. Integrity.
That a boy!
Huron Valley Athletic Complex, where dreams, passion, and hard work create success.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
You're looking at the new relief pitcher, Chase Vandermeed, the Notre Dame commit, the two-way star, and he's on the mound. We saw him last on Thursday against Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the 10-3 win for Brother Rice. What can we expect to see for this right-hander?
Yeah, huge weapon out of the bullpen, kind of comes at you with that whippy angle. And he has to clean up the mess that he's at least partially responsible for here, and that throw across the diamond, uncharacteristic that it wasn't right on the money, but tying run at the plate in the form of Ethan Ness protecting a slight 2-run lead. Game very much still in the balance with 2 outs left to go for the Warriors.
Yes, sir. Ness up there representing the tying run with 1 out in the 7th. And Vandermeed deals it. This one is looped to right and playable for the right fielder, Wyatt Rupenthal, who's entered the game. And there's 2 outs just like that. Seaholm is down to their final out. And here comes Jack Kelly.
Jack Kelly's job, obviously, try and get Grandin Kinney up in that batter's box any way, any method, whether it be a walk, hit by pitch, a base hit. You'd love to get 22 up there with one more chance.
Vandermeer trying to turn it out here. Strike called. We will announce the G of the game after. We will not have an interview. So we will announce the G of the game after. There will be no interview. And it'll be a quick post game here. Fastball upstairs. Chase Vandermeer trying to close it out. Brother Rice will face Woodhaven or Allen Park at 3 o'clock-ish. Kai McEachern at first. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not. He will ask for help. Waylandowski and McBurdy agrees. No swing.
Like a lot of times you don't necessarily see a runner being held on when the tying runs at the plate. That run doesn't mean quite as much, but Taransky holding on the runner and keeping the force in play.
Outside corner strike called, and the Maples are down to their final strike and their final out. They've got the leadoff man, Grandin Kinney, in the on-deck circle. They'd love to get to Kinney. Chase to the set. And it's fouled away. The fight continues. Out of Jack Kelly, a speedy plus defender who can lay one down, but he's also been clutch in spots, kind of that second leadoff man.
You love the fight, the grit, the determination here from Seaholm, not going away easily.
You bet. Got him on strikes. Ball game over. Brother Rice gets their 41st win and a district title. A regional title, rather. And they get it by getting revenge from the district title that Seaholm took from them a year ago. 4-2, Brother Rice wins it. They get 2 runs in the 6th to break a tie in a game they led 2-0 to start. And a classic battle between two teams that we expected to show out here today.
Yeah, really well-played game at this stage of the tournament. That's what you come to expect. High-level play, great pitching, great defense, clutch hitting. Just a little bit more from Brother Rice. Their selectivity at the plate, the running game, they got it done.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with some highlights and the G of the game announcement. Again, no G of the game presentation and interview at this point. So we'll come back, wrap it up. Thanks so much for watching. We're the Prep, coming to you via NFHS.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Chad Bush, Joey Yashinsky back with you from Detroit and Wayne State Fieldhouse. This game is final 4-2. Brother Rice wins the regional, and they do it by way of a tight game with their rival Seaholm, Joey, in a back-and-forth affair. Our G of the game is Ty Fox, who had the game-winning RBI. Take us back to that point of the ball game, 2-2. Ty Fox comes up in a critical at-bat, and he got it done.
Yeah, they were kind of waiting for that big knock at the right time throughout the morning, and finally Ty Fox just able to get a little bit of a parachute into right center. Not the hardest hit ball, but eluded the defense right in the gap in the perfect place, allowed the winning run to score from second, moved up a couple runners as well. Runner got to third. That wound up being the insurance run. Critical at bat for Ty Fox, and it goes to show you just the depth of this Brother Rice lineup. Even at the bottom, they can beat you in so many ways.
Vandermeed would score on that play, and as you mentioned, another run would be added later. So Brother Rice wins it with those 2 runs in the 6th inning. They now move on to play the winner of Woodhaven and Allen Park, and we'll see what happens there, but no doubt Brother Rice will be the heavy favorite against either team. And, hey, look, they have that confidence now, and they've had a mission this year of slaying those Dragons, getting Orchard Lake St. Mary's 5 times. They wanted Graham Blank, who got them a couple years back in the semifinal, and now they get Birmingham Seaholm, who put up a great battle and had a very good year under John Toth.
An unbelievable outing from Seaholm. You give them a lot of credit for the game that they played, especially beating UAD the other night. Really just a great state tournament showing for all these seniors, but for Brother Rice to win a championship, you have to win in different ways. So you have to win by scoring a lot. You have to win tight, low-scoring games.
Right.
They've shown the ability to do both. They don't get rattled. And a tight game today, it seemed like momentum was on Seaholm's side, but they wrestled it back and got too late. And a nice effort from Vandermeed to shut it down at the end in replace of Duhame.
Want to thank both athletic directors for helping us and making this broadcast possible, working with us, being very helpful. Jeff Calcaterra, the athletic director for Brother Rice, and Aaron Frank, the fine athletic director for Birmingham Seaholm. Want to thank our fine crew. We'll take a timeout. Actually, we're off from this, and we are not going to broadcast the second game, but we will have coverage of the championship game between Brother Rice and Woodhaven or Allen Park. Thanks to Robert Sherby, your executive producer, Rob Hunter, Matt Schwartz, Noah Drury, my partner Joey Yashinsky, Pat the Stat on statistics, Fish on camera, Kyle Buchanan on camera, and Ace DeAndre on camera as well. My name's Chad Bush for Joey Yashinsky. We'll talk to you at 3 o'clock. 4-2, Brother Rice wins the regional on the Ty Fox single and the Cole Duhame coolness. We're coming back at 3. Thanks so much for watching. We're the Prep on NFHS. Have a great afternoon, everybody.